Hi, it's me, Susan Morgan, and I am here today bringing you Zenka Caro. And I'm so excited to have her here. She's going to be speaking at the event Contact 2022 this October 14th through 16th in Sedona. And there's still time to get tickets. If you go to the website, you'll be able to see the links. And she's going to be one of the speakers on Saturday, which is the Women's Day for speaking. Although we are adding one man at the end of the day, Rizver. But that's besides the point. So please welcome Zenka Caro. And thank you, Zenka, for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Everything's evolving so quickly, so it's nice. Your conference last time was so amazing. We bonded with so many interesting researchers and scientists, and it was, you're overstimulated. You're like, wow, dinners and talks, and it's really, really amazing what you're doing. So thanks for doing that.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was not my goal to go back there, but a lot of people in the area said, please come back.
Yeah,
And, even the Hertogs said, you got to come back. They
yeah,
can't speak. They'll be in Europe. But I'm like, all right, well, if these people are saying come back, I'm coming back. Like, we're going
yes.
to do it. And this time also, I've got some different speakers, like I had mentioned, and you're a mutual friend of Riz Verk, who's just an amazing person. And I've got Allie Lear. So Riz never speaks publicly, almost never. Okay. And I've known him for 20 plus years. And Allie Lear, who's the daughter of John Lear, has never spoken publicly. She's coming with a book and about her father who recently departed. And he's the godfather of conspiracy. He started this movement back in the 80s. It was him that talked about Area 51 and did that whole thing. Like he was a maverick. So I've got a couple of different speakers that are coming. And even you don't speak that much on the circuit. So if people want to connect with you, they got to come to this event. And let me tell you, Zenka's in a league of her own. And I've met a lot of people in my 63 years of living. So tell them a little bit what you do, Zenka.
Yeah, so I call myself a plumber because I'm really here to build software that helps us understand our collective intelligence and also create a wave of awakening on the planet in the fastest and biggest way, right? So how do we do that? And I started a company called LightNet, and we take science and spirituality and put them into one place. And we study how people make contact, right? And then we invite people into that experience in small groups of 8. So oftentimes when we're moving outside of our comfort zone of what we were taught in school and how we thought reality worked, it's helpful to be around some other people who are in it with you, right? And one of the things we talk about, we use a very new methodology of experience. That's our slogan, is experience something extraordinary, right?
Nice.
So we can't understand where we're going intellectually. It just doesn't make any sense. So having a direct experience that you can feel in your body is really, in my mind, the only way. And we have direct experiences by experiencing something, not about thinking about it, not about reading about it, not about listening about it, by doing it. And in our contact lab, we started out with 42 people. We said, can we do this? Can we make ET contact, right? Let's do an experiment. We had 4 teams. We had 94% of the people make ET contact by the end of 8 weeks, and we were flabbergasted.
Okay. And this is online. These are online groups?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
online for people
Okay.
around the world.
94%.
And I thought, wow, like, how is this possible? And I was in 3 groups, and I was sitting there, even in my own group, like I did remote viewing, which I thought, it's like, I mean, that's pretty extreme, right? To be able to view a target that's hidden and then you know what it is. Like, and the only reason we succeeded is because we were pushed on day 1, class 1, to start doing it.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that was wrong. How did it feel when it was wrong? How did it feel in your body when it was right? What was going through your head? What technique did you do? So by practicing doing it, you start to feel what it feels like to get it right. And that happened with channeling. All of a sudden, by the end of the class, we had total beginners that were giving each other advice that made each other cry of like how accurate it was, right? So I started to realize it's not like there's special people that have a special diet and their chakras are aligned, and like, it's
Exactly.
not about that.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's about group intention. So what do you want? So it helps when you're around a field of more people. You know, it's like they said 12, Lynn McTaggart said 8. We use 8 because it's more minimal, you know what I mean? But it's like, and you can bond with people, make friends with people in a smaller group. So you intend as a group, and everyone tries it and it works. And by the 4th and 5th class, I was like, oh, wow, I can trust that I'll get the target. I'll trust that I can smell the environment. So each one of us had different gifts. So like one person was, so when we would remote view off planet, for example, we knew Laura was going to come up with, you know, we could trust her on some stuff. We could trust my stuff on, you know, so it's like we started to operate as a collective field. And that's really, so much is changing. I mean, you talk about exponential change in technology, everything is changing. Our
Yep.
bodies are changing, our mind is changing, our hearts are changing, our understanding of health is changing, understanding of technology, education, banking, everything is changing. And so the only thing we can do is share information in a central place that helps each other and have a way to analyze it a little bit better. You know what I mean? So if we discover the easiest way to make ET contact is through dreams, that might be helpful to someone. And then how do you do it, right? And our mission is to make that information available. This is our birthright. You know, someone said to me, they said, consciousness is unlimited, but it's been untapped and untaught.
That's right.
And I'm starting to realize that. So if we are magical beings by our birthright, each and every one of us, not just special people who had experiences when they were a kid, whatever, if all of us are like that, then we need to unlearn and relearn what we're capable of and get our sea legs and like start creating the world
Perfect.
we dreamed of, right? It's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. You know, I just sync up with you so easily because for 25 plus years, I'm teaching shamanic dream work and how to have an experiential understanding of the dreams, not an intellectual understanding, but through drumming to go into deep states of consciousness, and that anybody can do it. I mean, I've taught thousands of people. You don't have to be special. Like I say, you could have had a McDonald's burger, honestly, before you came in. I'm still going to be able to get you in that state because this is our human wiring. We just don't know it. We
Right.
just don't know it. We haven't been taught that. But you know, an experience of something that's a lifelong memory, and that's how you know it's the real deal.
Yeah, but the other thing is when we train our bodies to be intuitive, our bodies remember how to get there better,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
all of a sudden you've already flexed that muscle. You're like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like to be intuitive or to do that thing that we, and then it gets easier.
Yep.
And then you show other people. And the whole idea is that like, let's teach each other. Like, you know what I mean? If it's not being taught, let's go ahead and teach each other. And that's the thing. It's like, so people get in the groups, then all of a sudden guides come out of that group to teach the next group in different modalities. Like we have light language now. Someone wanted to do, you know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
know, so it's like someone wanted to mix astrology with it. You know, it's like, so there's all these different ways that we can do it as well.
Yeah, I call it human 2.0. You know, maybe even human 3.0. Like the time is now. Not
Right.
only is the time now, people are doing it. So, and we know even from the work of Lynn McTaggart, right, 25 years ago and all, that once, and I don't know what the tipping point is. I think she mathematically figured it out, and I can't remember what it was, maybe only 10%. Once enough of us reach, and you maybe already even know what the
Oh yeah, I
numbers
know.
are, reach a certain point, then it all tips anyways. Like they don't have to even try. The consciousness will shift, and it's a given.
Yeah, so that's the Maharishi effect. And so when you get city meditators or really high-end meditators, you only need the square root of 1%. Otherwise, you
Okay.
just need 1%.
Okay,
that's
so it's
7,
1%, not even 10.
7 million. Yeah, so that's 7 million people. The thing is that you know, yeah, it's true. And it's amazing. So when you do your work and when you raise your vibration and when you're in positivity and love and kindness and all that stuff, you are affecting random people that walked by, you know, in the supermarket. And I have to tell you what's been happening with spoon bending.
Okay. Oh,
So as our belief in this grows, our results are growing exponentially. So we went through just the regular bending, then we went through the bending of the buckle. Now we're into hands-off bending, right? We just hold it and it bends over. And last month, we had 36% of the party bend without touching.
Wow.
About like 22 people, I can't remember, about at that party. And we had 36, like eight people bend without touching. And what was interesting is we unlocked that. Okay, so there was one gentleman who couldn't bend anything. And then we're at the graduate school level, bend without touching.
Yeah.
So Rachel's
He's
like,
feeling bad.
we loved this guy. He's like one of our community, like we love him. He's a photographer. We love him. So we wanted him to succeed. So she's like, okay, like, so we moved everyone's places and we put him next to Rachel. And she said, okay,
That's the way
I'm
to
gonna
do it.
bend your spoon and you're gonna bend my spoon. And the love that came out of that, of like loving and assisting. So it's really, when you bend the spoon, you're actually exploding your heart, kind of. You've already set the intention, the thought that electricity is there. And then the magnetism happens with your heart. And so we're remembering things we love, remembering pets. Then there was a 3-generation family. So the grandmother, the mother, and the child driven 3 hours to come to spoon bending. And I said, bring in someone to help you do this. Because sometimes there's a lot of pressure on you to do everything, right? So I was like, bring in a loved one that's passed, bring in someone from Arkansas, bring in an angel, like whatever, right? This woman brings in her dead husband, the grandmother, right?
Right.
That spoon bent so much.
Wow.
And she was like, I know. She was like, mediums have always told me that my husband is always right here for me.
Yeah.
And so it was really great, you know, so yeah. So yeah, it's what we can do with love, even just in that expanded moment where we give ourselves the space to say, all right, while we're at Contact 2022 at the conference, we're going to allow for a lot of contact to happen. We're going to allow for this like unusual space, you know, and you let that container in that time, that weekend, for these miracles to happen, and we'll be able to take them home with us, you know. And I really think, I mean, that's why CE5s work, and it's why you bring people together to do it. And we expect the results, and we call with our heart, and things like that we never thought was possible are right there. And we're going to get better and better at this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if people want to connect with you outside of the event, what's the best website to reach you?
Yeah, lightnet.org. So
Lightnet. And really reach out. I mean, go and check out the website. We didn't even touch the tip of the iceberg on what she's got going on. She's doing dream studies, which is near and dear to my heart. In addition to, the spoon bending and the contact groups and all kinds of stuff. She's a force to be reckoned with. But she will be there. October 15th is the day she's speaking. But hopefully you'll be there, if you can, a little bit on the 14th and the 16th too, right?
Of course. Yeah. It's just such a great time to, like I said, I made friends that I'm still friends with, and got to talk to really, amazing authors and things like that. And that's what conferences are all about, is you go somewhere, you drive somewhere, you get somewhere, and you have this really human connection and a mind expanding, moment. And I think it's going to happen again because you're organizing it, and because you've been told to organize it. There's something
I've been told,
that, and you were saying who's going to be there. And
so again, go to contact2022.com to get your tickets and hold your spot. And thank you, Zenka, very much.
Yeah, look forward to meeting everyone, and look forward to having direct experiences that we're going to be talking about the rest of the year.
And then this is why live things are good. I mean, online stuff is good, and that's kind of the trend, but nothing beats in-person live. You get the vibe, you get the morphic feel that I haven't seen online yet. There's definitely a morphic field enhancement even on online classes, because I've done them, but it's not like being in person. Like, other strange things can happen, when we're right there. Okay? We don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the people that are called will be called. That's the amazing thing. When you give meaning to something like your conference, it's like the people that need to be there are going to be there. And there's all that synchronicity comes into that, because it's an intentional space. And so That's where really I'm excited.
That's the fun. That's the fun.